Nonsense. You think Britain can ask you to tell me and you tell me? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. Oh, you can't do it. It's not a written law. You cannot. You cannot. You can't convict me. Are you insane? It's not possible. I'm Nnamdi Kanu. Who's going to try it?
In Nigeria's capital, Abuja, the courtroom doors opened once again to a familiar name, Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. But today, the case did not proceed. It was withdrawn, described as repealed, and yet its shadow continues to stretch far beyond the walls of the courts. For many, the case of Nnamdi Kanu has no longer just been about one man or one movement. It has become a reflection of Nigeria's justice system, its credibility, its independence, and its place in a democracy under strain. The documentary examines what this moment reveals about law, politics, and freedom in Africa's largest democracy. Nnamdi Kanu first came into prominence through Radio Biafra, broadcasting strong opinions about marginalization, governance, and the future of Nigeria's southeastern region. His arrest in 2015 marked the beginning of a long and complex legal battle, charged with treasonable felony and other related offenses. Kanu's detention became a lightning rod for debates about rights, representation, and the reach of the state. Supporters argue that his persecution demonstrates a pattern of political suppression. The government insists it is enforcing the law. Over the years, multiple court rulings, including those from higher judicial bodies, have called for his release, yet the state has continued to challenge or delay implementation. The resulting tension has not only raised questions about the rule of law, but also about whether Nigeria's judiciary can truly operate free from political influence. Nigeria's judiciary stands as one of the oldest in Africa, modeled after the British system. Yet, in recent years, it has faced growing public criticism, from allegations of corruption to political interference and delayed justice. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, observers note inconsistencies between court decisions and executive actions. Several rulings granting bail or ordering his release were either ignored or contested by the state. Legal analysts warn that such contradiction weaken public confidence in judicial authority. In a democratic society, the judiciary represents the last safeguard against arbitrary power. When its decision is questioned or disregarded, the entire democratic structure becomes vulnerable. For many Nigerians, this case has come to symbolize that struggle, a test of whether justice in Nigeria can stand above politics.
Which law is that? Under which law is it? That's the question.
It's okay.
You don't know law. You don't know law.
Let me check.
Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court's judgment you don't respect.
We are keeping this.
How will the court of law?
Every high-profile case in Nigeria exists within a political context, and this is no exception. The IPOB movement touches on deeply emotional issues, identity, equity, and the definition of nationhood. The federal government, for its part, views IPOB as a security threat, citing violence linked to separatist activities. IPOB maintains its agitation is based on self-determination and peaceful advocacy. This political tension often spills into legal process. Analysts suggest that when courts are seen as extensions of political authority rather than neutral arbiters, public faith in justice erodes. The implications reach far beyond the Southeast. They affect every Nigerian who rely on the law as protection rather than punishment. The Nnamdi Kanu case therefore becomes more than legal. It's institutional, national, and symbolic. Freedom of expression and the right to fair trial are cornerstones of democratic governance. Yet, around the world, governments often struggle to balance national security with civil liberties. In Nigeria, that tension remains acute. As the case continues to stall, many wonder whether justice delayed will once again become justice denied. For the judiciary, the challenge is twofold: maintaining independence while ensuring accountability. For the government, the challenge is to enforce the law without appearing to suppress dissent. For citizens, the challenge is to continue believing that justice can still be impartial even in a polarized system. Internationally, Nigeria is often seen as a bellwether for democratic progress in Africa. With over 200 million people and a rapidly growing economy, the country's governance sets an example for better or worse. The handling of cases like this one has drawn global attention. Human rights organizations, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, have repeatedly expressed concern over due process, detention conditions, and respect for court rulings. The outcome of such cases shapes how the world perceives Nigeria's commitment to justice and democracy. For investors, diplomats, and human rights observers, the judiciary's credibility is not just a moral issue, it is a measure of national stability.
Which law is that? Under which law is it? That's the question.
It's okay.
You don't know law. You don't know law.
Let me check.
Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect.
We are keeping this.
How will the court of law? Nonsense. You think Britain can ask you to tell me and you tell me? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. Oh, you can't do it. It's not a written law. You cannot. You cannot. You can't convict me. Are you insane? It's not possible. I'm Nnamdi Kanu. Who's going to try it? Nobody can. They've not killed them dead to the person.
Beyond legal arguments lies a broader lesson. Every democracy is tested by how it treats its most controversial citizens. Upholding the rule of law is not an act of weakness, it is a sign of maturity. Nigeria's judiciary now faces a defining moment to reaffirm its independence or risk losing public trust. For the Nigerian people, this case reopens long-standing questions about fairness, identity, and the meaning of citizenship. The decision made in the coming months may not only determine the fate of one man, they may redefine the relationship between the governed and those who they govern. Justice remains the cornerstone of every free society. But when the cornerstone cracks, the entire structure of democracy trembles. The story of Nnamdi Kanu's case is not yet over, but whatever the outcome, it will remain a reference point in Nigeria's judicial integrity and the future of civil rights in the country. For now, the world watches, waiting to see if justice in Nigeria can still stand independent of power. This documentary is part of an ongoing exploration into Nigeria's evolving democracy and justice system. Subscribe and stay with us as we continue to examine the stories that shape the nation and define its place in the world.